All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Houston Rockets Daily. Guys, today we're going to go through an Eric Gordon trade. Now, I believe this was on Clutch Points. Eric Gordon, his trade value is very, very high right now. He's averaging about 15 points per game, along with 45% shooting from downtown. So I imagine Rafael Stone is going to trade him. I don't believe that they're going to try and, hold on to him, try and make a playoff push. He's got 2 years guaranteed left in his contract. Now, he is 33 years old, so when going through these trades, I try to remind myself to just be realistic here. We went through a trade the other day revolved around Cam Reddish, which, I mean, if you're getting a first-round draft pick and Cam Reddish, I honestly don't know how you would say no to that. But we had some people who said no to that trade. So today we're going to go, this is going to be revolved around the Dallas Mavericks. But before we get into it, if you guys enjoy, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So appreciate all your guys' support. Reggie Bullock, first round draft pick, and then they're probably going to have to throw in Dwight Powell, Josh Green, something of sorts. Now, let's dive into this trade, because I'm not a huge fan of Reggie Bullock, especially this season. I mean, I like Reggie Bullock. I like him as a player. I like him as a dude. He seems dope. I mean, seems like a good guy. I don't have any issues with Reggie Bullock, but the issue I have with Reggie Bullock is his age and contract. Now, it's not the end of the world, which is why if I'm sent this trade and I'm the GM of the Houston Rockets, which, I mean, you guys should be glad I'm not the GM of the Houston Rockets, because there would be some changes that would be made. But he's 30 years old, which isn't really an issue, and he's getting paid a reasonable salary. I mean, this past offseason, the Mavericks signed him to a 3-year, $30 million contract. So this season, he's making about $10 million. Next season, he's making about $10 million as well. I believe the third year of that contract is not guaranteed. So you don't have to hold on to Reggie Bullock any longer than you would have to hold on to Eric Gordon. And I think that's important to note. Now, when I think of Eric Gordon trades, I think of a couple of different things. And I think either a young player or an expiring contract, because I think we're at that point where a first-round draft pick for a contending team, it should be like they should be throwing us first-round picks, because that it's going to be a late first-round pick. Teams are going to start to get desperate as well, and the market for Eric Gordon, as long as he stays healthy, it's only going to rise. I mean, he's a very valuable player, 33 years old. Is literally the only downside, and he's not even 33 yet. He's just turning 33 soon. So Eric, playoff experience. I mean, he was one game away from the finals a couple of years ago. He is, Rock fans know this, in the playoffs, this is the man. Like, Eric Gordon is that dude in the playoffs. Regular season, he can turn that switch on as well. Sometimes, we do deal with some inconsistency issues, like the other night, when he rests the second leg of a back-to-back and then put up 7 points against the Knicks. It's like, that's frustrating. But then he'll also win you basketball games, or he'll drop you 30 points, and you'll be like, all right, I love you, Eric Gordon. I will always love you. So Reggie Bullock, I'm not a huge fan of this trade, but I think that I would do this trade if I absolutely had to. First-round draft pick. The thing is, what I'm thinking is, what I think the Rockets are going to get is an expiring an older player on an expiring contract, and maybe like a shitty first-round pick. So this way, you're getting Josh Green, which I guess is a little cool. Dwight Powell doesn't really do anything for me. So that's the bad news, but pretty tradable contract, pretty tradable guy, maybe. I think we're just picking up too many issues if you were to go through with this trade. Now, let's talk about some of the pros, because there's going to be people who would be down to do this trade, because it makes sense. You're getting a first-round pick for Eric Gordon, and especially with the Mavericks. The Mavericks, I don't think are going to be making the finals. I don't think they're going to be making the Western Conference Finals even. They're trying to make the playoffs. I think that they'll be, probably like a first-round exit this season, second round at the absolute best-case scenario. So maybe you try and bring in a third team, and you try and get a better package where you're sending maybe a player like I don't know, DJ Augustin. This is when it would be nice to kind of have Daniel House Jr., but I guess he had zero value whatsoever. But maybe you could even send a guy like Daniel Tice out there and just try and get it a little bit nicer. I don't know, but you could, basically what I'm saying is you could try and bring in a third team and try and get either a young player or a first round pick and give away something of value. But I don't think the Rockets, once they trade Eric Gordon, will be able to get much first round value from any of the players that they want to trade, unless you're trying to trade like Jayshawn Tate or something like that. But Reggie Bullock, I think the concept sounds okay, but 30 years old, he's gonna, he doesn't have to play that much. You can play him like 23 minutes, 22 minutes a night, but this season, he's playing horrible, man. He's averaging 5.6 points per game, and he's shooting 27% from downtown. This is almost 40% career three-point shooter, so that's not even enticing enough for me. I know he's a good defensive player, but I think we could do better, and I just don't feel like getting this headache. But if you're going to look at a positive, Josh Green, young player, Dwight Powell can provide you some value, and then you're getting a first round pick. Man, that's really what it boils down to, is you're getting a first round draft pick. Once the Rockets actually do trade Eric Gordon, I'm really curious to see what that package is going to be like, because I know Rafael Stone isn't going to do something stupid. He's not going to go out and make a bad trade. He's not going to go out and accept a bad trade. Rafael Stone would hold on to him this whole season if he really had to. If there was nothing in the market out there, I think Rafael Stone would wait it out this year, try and do the same thing next season. And then, once you're 6 weeks in, 2 months into the season, and if there's no value, if there's no market for him, that's when he's buying him out, or he's waiving him, just like they did with Daniel House Jr. So this situation, the Rockets are in a good spot because you do have Josh Christopher ready to go, it looks like. But they're in a good situation, whereas like Eric Gordon's value, he's only getting better as this season is going on, and they're taking the precautions that they need to. They're not playing him on back-to-backs. So if he can just hover around that 15 point per game, and if he can just shoot over 40% from downtown, teams are going to be crawling for him. I think it'll happen after New Year's when, especially all this COVID stuff settles down and teams are like, all right, we just kind of got screwed over by that COVID situation for the last month. Hopefully now as a team we're a little bit more ready to go. Eric Gordon's vaccinated. He's got his booster shot. He's got all that. All the Rocket players do. So that's another positive there. But I think after New Year's, you're going to have some of these teams who are thinking like, all right, we got to be buyers at the deadline, but we kind of have to get this thing going quickly because now we're a couple games below 500. It's not looking good right now. We need to make a move for this guy. Like even like a team like the Lakers could really use Eric Gordon. First round pick in THT, I would accept that in a heartbeat, but that's for a different day. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for daily Rockets content, and I will see you guys later. But most importantly, drop a comment down below on if you would accept this trade, or if you have a different trade idea you want me to make a video on, or just a trade that you like a little bit more. Drop that down below. See you guys later.